have, 23 days or whatever it is, how much does it help your consciousness to check in and say, what are the polls saying now? And does that help anyway, listening to the polls based on, past events? I mean, does it get you just, maybe it does help give you peace of mind and a sense of how to react and so forth, but maybe not. But be more deliberate and say, do I want to check this out? And if I do, why? And then if you have that fortification by your intention and you say, why should I listen to it if it's not going to help me? Then it's a better thing than just like, I'm not listening. Why? I don't know. But then suddenly you'll binge and listen, for hours to scratch that itch. But the more intentionality, the better. And I mentioned that before, as far as the soil goes, I think, and that is, the more we have our own intentions fortified by making clear what our priorities are and our values are ahead of time, that helps us to sort out what we want to hear, what we don't want to hear, whom we associate with, and so forth.
Yeah, those are things on the Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also the last few slides, because they have to do with speech. And speech is one of the most important aspects of the science of Bhakti Yoga. And I've mentioned this before, one ancient verse, there are many, but one famously says, Atashi Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grayam Indriyai Sevamukhi Jivado Swayam Eva Spratyuda. The translation from the Sanskrit is that yoga begins with the tongue. That's the first sense. It's a gateway sense. And if you control your tongue, you're careful about what you say, and you restrain your tongue in certain ways, then it will have an effect on all the other senses. And also that your words are seeds. What you say to yourself, about yourself, and to others, it goes in your ear and it plants in your heart. Think of your heart as a garden and think of your words as seeds. So do you want to plant those seeds? Think about it. Here are the 5 what are called austerities of speech: being truthful, speaking pleasingly, beneficially, not agitating others, and also regularly chanting mantra. These 5 were written thousands of years ago. They are foundational in the gardening process because words are so powerful. So we spoke about it a little bit earlier. There were some great comments about truthfully. So honesty is easy-ish. And I say easy-ish because, sometimes it seems more expedient not to tell the truth, but it's much easier than not being honest, because dishonesty is sticky. Just like those seeds, weed seeds that grab onto you and they won't let go. And it's really hard to get them off. And once they get themselves in the soil, it's really hard to get rid of them also. They propagate and they go and go and go. So this is something to live by, actually, as a gardener, as a bhakti gardener. And the next is honesty builds character, because we're forced to be who we are. In other words, don't try and embellish. Don't let your ego try to tell people you're something you're not. Just be yourself. It's a lot easier than being somebody else. And it may be hard because self-image might be that, well, I'm not good enough, so I'll just say I'm better than I am, or I'll augment the kinds of things I say about myself and make them look better. Just be honest and present yourself the way you are. It's much easier. So also, truthfulness allows freedom. Being who you are is liberating. Similar point. And finally, it builds credibility. In fact, you may remember that when we were talking about Patanjali and the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali said that if you always tell the truth, you'll develop a kind of a mystical power, a siddhi, that whenever you speak, things manifest. And also everybody believes you. As our integrity is so valuable fact, on my priorities list, I write, or one of my daily affirmations that I wrote for myself is that my strength and power comes from my integrity. And if I tell a lie, then I know I tell a lie. I shaded it, then I feel lower self-esteem. I don't have that same power. And also with other people, if they hear one time that you didn't tell the truth, then it plants a seed of doubt in their mind, right? And I mentioned speaking pleasingly, beneficially, avoiding speech that offends, and also the last one is called swadhyaya, which means to repeat what the mantras are. These mantras are passed down as a formula. And if you repeat the mantra, those are the best kinds of seeds to plant every day. So imagine the words you're saying during the day are powerful. They're going in your mind, into your heart, they're growing. So these mantra seeds are, you're getting this kind of very rarefied seed that's passed down to you, and then you can plant it yourself, cultivate it, and it will grow into something that is invaluable in your life. And it's the kind of seed and the fruit that it produces are so tasty and also powerful in the sense that they also have a systemic effect on your life, that they're worth planting. So the mantra, saying the mantra is planting seeds also. So to finish today.
I have a question to
Oh,
that.
yes, please.
So this is Aditi. So, sometimes I feel when people say something derogatory or, not so nice to you, do you reply back? I mean, if you don't, then people might take you as, doormat. But if you,
Don't be a doormat.
yeah, but if you also reply back and it might not come in a pleasant way, then you feel, later on you feel bad for yourself that why did I could have
Yeah.
kept quiet. So it's sometimes I feel, I don't know what is a good thing to do.
Well, I have a suggestion, and it's worked very well for me and for others who I've given it to. There's a book. Actually, you don't have to read the whole book. I can share the summary I gave of the book. I mean, I don't want to disparage people from buying the man's book because he wrote a good book, but it has to do with a kind of speech which is called nonviolent speech. And there is a way of organizing what you say in such a way that you tell the truth, but you take the kind of sting out of it that would cause the situation to escalate. And basically the way the author of this concept called nonviolent speech puts it is that if you want to get what you want, use nonviolent speech. And the essence of it is, when you, for instance, if somebody disparages you or criticizes and you need to speak back to stand up for yourself, then you do it in such a way that you take the intentionality out of it. For instance, let me say with intentionality, if somebody slams the door and it disturbs my study, and it's a roommate or something, and then you say, you're always trying to disturb me. How do I know his intention that he's always trying to disturb me? It's just the door slammed. That's all I can report. So he says, report it, what just happened. This is what just happened. The door slammed and this is how it made me feel. And then you didn't say you meant to do this. In fact, you go out of your way to make sure you expunge that from your vocabulary. And then you say, and this is, if you could do this in the future instead, this is what I ask from you. And it's phenomenal. Everyone that I've given this to and who has practiced using it, including myself, have noticed phenomenal results, that this person has analyzed what is it about our speech that tends to agitate people. There's also a tendency to put absolutes. For instance, if you're talking to somebody and you say, you never take out the trash. Well, is that true? Maybe they did it once, 20 years ago. Don't you try to take those kind of things out of it. And there really is a way to reform your speech, to speak the truth, but say it pleasingly and beneficially. And when you do that, it's very powerful. I've done this in board meetings that I've had to be in, and I really didn't agree with the principle. And I leaned into it, but I used nonviolent speech, and I noticed that I got what I wanted. And it was very different experience than getting overheated and just saying whatever comes out and trying to defend yourself and things like that. So that's a kind of speech that conforms to these principles that I just mentioned.
Thanks. What's the name of this book?
I'll send you the document. Actually, so you don't have to read the whole book if you don't want, but it's called Nonviolent Speech.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. JM, how can I get her the document?
Sure, I will. We will reach out to her. We'll send her the link. Yeah.
All right. Sure. Okay. So, any last questions? Let's take a moment to end with some mantra meditation. Yes, Brandon. Thank you very much. Nonviolent communication. That's what it is. Nonviolent communication. Yeah, there's a lot you can look at online, a lot of articles and things like that. And I'll have JM and others would like it too. So
yeah, I'm noting it down. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I have the document on my hard drive somewhere, so I can just, I don't know if I can load it on here or not. Can I?
No, we'll send the document.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so let's end with some mantra meditation. It is a highly recommended process for planting seeds. Kathy said, please send the document to everyone. We'll do that. And so let's just take a moment. You can try sitting up a little straighter in the meditative pose and close your eyes. And we'll try chanting a couple of mantras to plant these extraordinary seeds in our heart and mind. So the first one is Nitai Gauranga. And let me give it a note that I know is probably helpful to. Nitai. So I'm going to say this 7 times. You can follow behind in muted mic. Tai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. And the next mantra is the Maha Mantra. I'll say this mantra. And this is, I'll say it in a way of doing japa, which is where you can sit by yourself and just repeat the mantra. I recommend that you do it a fixed number of times every day. It doesn't matter how many to start with, but just do the same number every day so that you get what's called numerical strength. So I'm going to say this mantra 5 times, and you can follow along behind muted mics. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So for all you Bhakti gardeners out there, I recommend the process of mantra meditation. Also, be careful whom you associate with. Try some of the activities. We also have the 21-day fitness challenge that you can check up on, which is on the website that JM he can put a link in the box. And on the 21-day challenge, there are lifestyle adjustments that you can adhere to that really make the soil in your heart fertile for good seeds. And when you do that and you chant the mantra, which is part of the 21-day fitness challenge, spiritual fitness challenge, you'll notice that they take root more quickly. In fact, you'll notice it even when you're meditating with mantra meditation, that if you make just a couple of tiny little tweaks in your lifestyle, that you'll be able to listen to the mantra better, because the mind comes more into the mode of sattva, where it is fertile, and you can stay focused. I like to say that focus is nectar, distraction is torture. So that takes a little bit of a lifestyle adjustment, just a little, and you'll notice that you're able to focus more. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining. I'm really heartened by having your association for this long, and thanks for so many great comments and questions and everything. Anybody have any last points or comments they want to make? Carrie, thank you very much. Raj, thank you. SN to everybody, thank you. Anyone else just want to check in by voice and say hi? Where is everybody? Like what cities is everybody in, or towns? Can anybody identify a town? Fremont.
Hi,
Okay.
Milpitas.
Milpitas, yay. Where else?
Folsom.
Yay, Folsom. Yay. Wow.
Santa Cruz Mountains.
Where's that? Oh, Santa Cruz Mountains.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful place, Carrie. I'm glad you're tuning in from there. Thank you.
Sunnyvale.
Sunnyvale, yay.
Cupertino.
Cupertino, all right.
Mountain View.
I need to
Mountain
drop.
View.
Bye.
Where? Oh, yeah. Who else? What other places?
Chandler, Arizona. Kathy's from Chandler, Arizona.
Arizona. I love Arizona. Fantastic. Couple more. Costa Rica. Anna, thank you for tuning in from Costa Rica. Are you on Eastern time down there? Bolinas. Oh, Bolinas. Yes. I used to go bird watching down there when I was a kid. Santa Clara. GMT -6. Okay. Fantastic. Central time from Anna. And Portland. Great. This is fascinating. El Dorado Hills. Seattle. Thanks, Catherine, from tuning in from Seattle. My sister used to live in Bellingham, so I went up there quite a few times. Excellent. Anyone else want to give a shout out for their hometown? Okay. I'm in Burlingame. Burlingame, right down here in the suburbs. And I grew up in Lafayette, California, over in the East Bay. Went to school in Walnut Creek. San Martin. Well, I could sit here all day seeing where everyone's from. I went to high school in Walnut Creek too. Joshua, I was at Del Valle High School. Don't tell me you went there. You were at Acalanes. Waiting to hear from Joshua now. Walnut Creek, Contra Costa Christian. Okay. I don't know if we ever played you guys, but San Jose. That's how we knew the other schools through athletics. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone. That was nice hearing where everyone's from. That's kind of personal, revealing where you're coming in from. We'll look forward to seeing you next week if everything holds together. And and in the meantime, take care of your Bhakti gardens and keep planting good seeds.
I guess I can tell you. There's
Yeah.
Huh?
What was that?
There's smoke that's been reported near your area.
Yes.
There is no danger, but I just wanted to let you know because it's hot, it's dry, and I don't know how windy it is up there.
I don't think we could hear
Let me-
that.
Let me tell you what it says. It says smoke visible from glass fire and red flag warning extended
Okay.
to 10:17 at 8.
Jam, could you get all that?
No, I thought it was a crosstalk. It was not. It
Oh,
was
no,
by
but
accident.
there's something about a fire somewhere. In
Yeah, she mentioned she will try something best which she can, but there is some fire.
Okay.
something
Okay.
like that, yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And see you soon. Remember,
Thank you.
where goes, energy flows. Thank you, Kathy. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Chweka. Thank you, JM.
Thanks.